Tune into the Green and Growing program on Eagle Community Television with Holly Dickman, Ellis County Horticulture Agent. Holly will identify common lawn and garden issues and provide up-to-date information weekdays at noon and 9 p.m. on Channel 14. Green and Growing. Brought to you by Eagle Community Television and Riedel's Garden Center, a full-service garden center west of Hayes on Highway 40 next to the Bickle Schmidt Sports Complex.
Spring and fall are both excellent times to plant trees, but a lot of people certainly think about planting them at this time of year. And when you're out shopping for trees in the nursery or at the garden center or any of the other stores that offer trees for sale, you want to make sure and take a look at how that tree is or the condition of the tree before you make that purchase. Now this poor tree unfortunately has been in my garage all winter. It's in pretty rough shape, but it's still a good example of what to look for when you're out shopping at the nursery. You want to make sure and look at the overall form of the tree. Is it nice and straight? Does it have any broken branches? Is there any damage or diseased areas on the branches or on the trunk? Make sure you look at that. Now I have some farm cats that have really shredded this poor trunk, so it's in pretty rough shape. But if I saw this at the garden center, I'd probably want to leave it there. You don't want to buy anything that has already some injuries or some real significant sunken dark spots on the trunk, because that could be an indication of some future issues with the tree down the road. When you're looking at the tree, make sure you look at everything. So if it's got one of these tree wraps on it, go ahead and take that off or lift it up. Make sure you look down at the base where it meets the soil. Make sure the soil is moist. If it's not, then that's an indication that it has not been well watered, and so that could be an issue. The other thing, especially with smaller trees and shrubs, you know, this is a pretty big investment, and this is something that you will be putting into your landscape and hopefully have for many, many years to come. And so make sure that your root system on these plants is healthy. And if you have a smaller plant like this, you can actually go ahead and just, if possible, go ahead and take this out and take a look at it. Now you can see this one, like I said, has been in my garage all winter, starting to have some pretty significant circling roots at the surface, but really it's not too bad. Now if this was completely all covered with roots solid, that would be maybe an issue. You want to make sure that you have a nice network of white colored healthy roots. But if you have a situation where it's really, really packed with roots, it's circling, that's an indication that that plant's been in that pot for a long time. It's getting pot bound, and so sometimes you can have some issues with that down the road after you have that tree planted. So make sure when you go out and shop for trees, you want to look for a healthy tree to begin with. Get that tree off to the best start you can. And a final thing, maybe the most important thing of all, is you want to make sure that you find a tree that is actually suitable to our area of Kansas for growing. There are trees out there that are sold that do not perform well here in western Kansas, and so you want to make sure that you are familiar with the trees that are recommended or maybe have shown to do well in the past, and make sure you choose one of those plants for your landscape. If you have questions about what trees do well or what condition a tree should be in to purchase it, don't hesitate to contact your local extension office for more information. Reporting for K-State Research and Extension and Eagle TV, I'm Holly Dickman, Ellis County Horticulture Extension Agent.
Tune into the Green and Growing program on Eagle Community Television with Holly Dickman, Ellis County Horticulture Agent. Holly will identify common lawn and garden issues and provide up-to-date information weekdays at noon and 9 p.m. on Channel 14. Green and Growing. Brought to you by Eagle Community Television and Riedel's Garden Center, a full-service garden center west of Hayes on Highway 40 next to the Bickle Schmidt Sports Complex.